today we're going to talk about the power in I am, okay? And this is a very, very important topic. It's something that I believe is super crucial to your success, and it's the words I am. And, we grow up, everybody grows up with certain values. Everybody grows up with certain ideas that are implanted in us. As we grow, we start to take on an identity, so to speak. And we take on this identity, and it is usually, well, I am this, or I am that, or I am whatever, okay? And there is so much power in the words I am, because what follows the words I am is so powerful that it has the ability to go either positive or negative. So we have to be very, very careful about what follows those words I am, because I have seen it in my own life. I've seen it in the lives of many people. I've seen it seen it manifest itself in the businesses of the students that I teach on a regular basis. And it's I am. I am so frustrated. I am so this. I am so that. I am so stupid that I can't get this. And I'm telling you, the more we realize the power in these words, the more we can begin to direct our thoughts, our ways of acting, our ways of handling ourselves. All of it will make a difference on how well your business goes. Because the truth is that if you don't have a type of confidence when you get on the phone with somebody or you get on a video call with somebody, and if people don't see that you have confidence in where you're going, why would they want to follow you? Really, that's ultimately what it comes down to. If you're not sure, why would they want to follow you? And you have to ask yourself, if you were to follow somebody, when you go and you find leaders online that you want to emulate or you want to follow, if they weren't confident about what they were doing, if they weren't confident about, the strategies they teach or what they're putting out there in the marketplace, more than likely you would not want to follow them either. This is why it's so crucial that, especially as you begin to have some success, that you begin to really direct your thoughts and understand that your inner self-esteem plays a major role in how well you succeed or don't succeed. Now, many of us have gone through all kinds of ups and downs in life. Some have had it worse than others, no doubt. I had a fairly decent childhood growing up. Typical middle class family, blue collar family, and we weren't struggling. It wasn't like we were struggling to put food on the table. We did have a nice house in Michigan where I grew up, and we had all that. But there were things from my past that I know took me a while to really get past. I remember when I got to junior high, kind of dating myself here, in junior high, which is now kind of referred to as middle school. I remember when I got to junior high, there was a short period there where I was being bullied by somebody. And I remember this guy was like twice my size, and he was really kind of bullying me. And I remember the effect that had on my self-esteem. And I remember, that was kind of a basis for me to think less of myself. And it wasn't until, to be honest with you, until I started really getting into personal development and really learning about who I was and what, the capabilities that I had as a person. And I really started to realize that other people's opinions of me really mattered less and less. If you know me, I'm a guy that I like to get along with people. It's not like I enjoy conflict between people. That's certainly not it. But I've also come to the point in my life where, your opinion of me really doesn't matter much. For me, the only opinion I care about is Jesus. That's about it. Okay. And I of course, I want my wife to think highly of me, and my daughter, of course. But, in the end, for me, I have to decide, what is it that I'm going to let affect me? And we spend way, way too much time, especially when it comes to doing marketing on social media. We spend way too much time caring about what other people think of us. And it affects us. You know, if somebody was to say, oh, you're worthless, you're a piece of you know what, how does that affect you? I mean, honestly, I want you to really, really sit down. I want you to ask yourself this question, is if somebody was to call you a worthless piece of you know what, how would that affect you? How would it affect you? Because I can tell you right now in my life that if somebody said that to me, it probably would affect me very little, because I'm positive of who I am. I'm positive of who I represent and what I represent and the value that I bring. And I know that if people call me something that I know isn't true, it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't, because I've just learned to understand that when people kind of make those types of claims or you know, those statements, it's really more of a reflection on them than it is me. You know, there's a great proverb out there, a great principle, and it's love your neighbor as yourself. And I love that. You know, I'm, a spiritual man, and I love that principle. Love your neighbor as yourself. And here's the problem. The key with that is you have to love your neighbor as you love yourself. When people don't love themselves, guess what? They reflect that onto other people. They reflect that onto other people. So what happens is they begin to say things to other people that is really an inner reflection of how they feel about themselves. You see? So when we put things into that context, when we put it into that context and we understand when we go out there and we put value into the marketplace, there are going to be haters. There's going to be people that will say negative things to you. There are people out there that are going to say things that will literally have the potential to cut straight to the bone. Okay. And if there's one thing I've realized over the years of doing this online marketing thing, there are plenty of people out there that are willing to state their opinions without any filter whatsoever, especially on social media. So if you don't learn to toughen up a little bit, it's going to be very difficult for you to go on and have success. You've got to realize that you're not going to please everybody. Okay. Now, I am huge on running a business with a very high ethical standard, and I absolutely 100% implore you to do the same. That's why I align myself with places like MLSP, because I've been here for so long. I've seen these guys, and I know what goes into what they do. I know that their hearts are in the right place. I know that they've got the best interest of the community in mind. So I have zero issue in continuing to align myself with MLSP, and here I am over 10 years later, like 11 now. So the key is you have to realize that, there's a reason why you haven't gone out and done those videos. Even though doing videos on social media has a major impact on the growth of your audience, and that it has a major effect on how you make sales, but you still don't do them. Why? Probably because you're caring way too much about what other people's opinions are of you. And if you continue to go down that path, it's going to always hold you back. So coming back to the subject of what we're talking about here, I am an awesome video marketer. I am an amazing speaker. I am somebody that when I speak, people listen. I am this. You have to get to the point where you understand and be very careful about how you say I am. There's another word out there that you've got to be very careful. And I have gotten really good at catching myself when I say these things, because I still say them also. I always do this, or I always this. I always is another one of those catchphrases that it can be very, very damaging to the success of your business, or the success of your relationships, or whatever it is in your life. So we have to be very, very aware of what comes out of our mouth. And I'll tell you, a lot of stuff that comes out of our mouth is very subconscious. Okay. And I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. Just within the last, couple days, I love to listen to music while I work. Okay. And I noted this the other day as I'm going around the house and I'm humming this song. I'm a big 80s rock fan. I love 80s rock. And I find myself kind of humming this song while I'm doing something else. And I found that interesting. I'm like, wow, here I am. I'm humming this song. I'm kind of singing this song. We've all done this before. I'm kind of singing this song, and yet I'm in the middle of doing something else, and I'm subconsciously singing the lyrics while I'm involved in something else. That subconscious mind is where so many negatives are planted in our lives. So many things. This is where we have to recognize what's coming out of our mouth, because what comes out of our mouth is usually an indicator of what's implanted in the subconscious mind. And this is why when people come up, and they say negative things, it doesn't affect me, because I realize that the subconscious mind is where most people speak from. And when negative things come out and they come at me, guess what? I've recognized that it really doesn't have anything to do with me. It really doesn't. It has to do with them. This is why when we speak, we have to be very careful what we say, because it can be empowering or disempowering. And this is where mastery of your thinking comes in. Being aware of what you're thinking. Be aware of your emotions when they flare up. When you start to get, really get moving and your fingers are about ready to type, that response to that political post that you're just so worked up about it. Ask yourself, is that really the kind of energy that you want to put out there? Is that really, really what you want to put out there? Do you really want to put that energy out there knowing that 9 times out of 10, you're not going to change one person's mind? Is it really worth it? Is what you got to ask yourself. Our goal here is to really go out there and I think be beacons of hope to people. Okay? I could get in all kinds of arguments because there are plenty of people that I disagree with on things. Okay? But that's okay. Look, I've been married to my wife for, 17 years now. There are plenty of things I disagree with my wife on. I still love my wife. So the point is, you can disagree with people, but look, it's all about the energy that you put out there, guys. It really is. If you put out a negative energy, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get that negative energy back. We have to learn to be masters of what we say, what we do, and become a master, just mastery of our thinking, of our habits, and learn to recognize when certain things really are not good. And so, again, getting back to the subject of what we're talking about here, it begins with that. Okay, I am this. I am a father. I am a husband. I am a Christian. I am a believer. I am an incredible marketer. I am an awesome speaker. When people listen to me, they're inspired. These are the kinds of things you need to tell yourself, not I am dumb. I'm so confused. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm this, I'm that. And I see people all the time. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm over this. I'm overwhelmed. That's fine. But if you stay stuck in that, mode of thinking, guess what's going to happen? You're just going to perpetuate it more. The greatest thing that I've learned when it comes to personal development is that anytime I find myself focusing on the problem, it's an immediate flag to me that I need to start focusing on the solution, not the problem. What's the solution? Many people focus so much on the problem that they wallow in it, and they wallow until eventually it just kind of breaks. We have to learn as entrepreneurs to become more focused on the solution rather than the problem. And that is what's going to make you successful, my friends. But again, it starts with the self-esteem that you have about yourself. If somebody told you something when you were young, that you were worthless, maybe you even had a parent that was, very nasty to you, that said you're worthless, I don't love you. Well, I got news for you, my friend. You are loved, okay? There are plenty of people in this world that love you. The people around you, the people that you impact every day, your life matters, okay? And if nobody around you thinks your life matters, well, I guess what? God believes that you matter, okay? You matter to him. Now, if you're not a spiritual person, that's fine. You don't have to listen to me on that part. But the point is, you matter, my friends. And we spend way too much time focusing on the opinions of others. I'm telling you, we allow the opinions of others to reign in our life way too much. Believe me, I say this humbly. I am still a work in progress. I mean, I'm never going to get to that point where, hey, I've made it. I'm done. I don't have to do any of this anymore. I don't have to think about it anymore. I've just reached the pinnacle. No, it's a lifelong journey, my friends. Like, till the day I die, I will continue to remind myself of who I am and what I represent. That is absolute most important. And so our self-esteem plays in that. If you have an area in your life or in your thinking that you really, really feel like, you know what, I'm too hard on myself. I tell myself all the time that I'm worthless and all that. Look, it's no shame in reaching out to somebody to get help. Seriously. Reach out to somebody, a trusted friend, somebody that you are mentor or something, and just say, look, I feel like I'm hard on myself all the time, and this and that, and I just feel like I need somebody to help me get over that hump. So don't be afraid. That's why you've got such a great community like MLSP, and that gives you the ability to tap into and find great people. That's why I love about the community. It's the glue that holds this whole thing together, and it's what's awesome because it's genuine and it's real and it's organic, and that's what I love about it. So my friends, I hope you got some value from this today. I really hope that you take what I said to heart, and that you really, really make this a part of your routine every day to remind yourself who you are and what you represent. And guess what? Your past does not equal your future. Maybe you had something in your past that you're ashamed of or that you're not happy about. Well, guess what? You can move beyond it. There's one thing for sure. You cannot change the past, my friends. You'll never change it. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you beat yourself up about something you did in the past, you will never, ever change it. If you did something yesterday, no matter what you do, you cannot change it. It is done. It's over. It's finished. You can't do anything about it except move forward and learn from mistakes. The biggest problem people have is they make mistakes and they condemn themselves for it. And I'm telling you, it is the worst thing you can possibly do. Forgive yourself and move forward. Ask for forgiveness from people that you need to ask forgiveness from. And if they're not willing to give it to you, then guess what? Forgive yourself anyway and move forward. That's the best thing that you can do. Stop holding on to the junk. Stop holding on to the things that hold you back. And my gosh, step into what you were called to be. And I'm telling you right now, you're in the right place. This community is what thrives on, it really builds people. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it. And I always will be. As long as these guys are, the ones running it. And, I love it. But anyway, I hope you guys got something from this. I'm going to head over to the Facebook page here and we'll talk a little bit more. But I love you guys. Appreciate you. And look, if you got value from this, go share it with somebody. Seriously, just write one person and say, hey, you know what? I just wanted to reach out to you today and let you know you're loved. You're loved. No matter what, I care about you. I'm telling you, you don't realize what that can do for a person. It really, really makes a difference. And look, last thing, and I'll leave you with this, is that, many times we fall into the trap where we believe that, I don't have an audience like MLSP, or I don't have an audience like Mark, or I don't have an audience like Ray Higdon. How can I impact people? I got news for you, my friends. You don't need to have a big audience to impact people. You want to know why? Because you can impact one person today. One person is all it takes to start a chain reaction. That's it. One person. I'm telling you, it is the most powerful thing when you recognize that you don't have to have a massive audience to start impacting people's lives. And man, I'm telling you right now, you can't compare yourself. Go out there, make an impact on somebody, and keep doing it every single day. And before you know it, you'll have impacted not just hundreds, but thousands and tens of thousands, because how you impact one person has a chain reaction, and it can have a major, major effect. So love you guys. Appreciate you.